Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents
Cole's gonna
Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents
Cole's gonna get the call up the middle. He sees a seam. 10-5, touchdown Maroons. He's got a seam. 5-2-1, touchdown Valley Tigers.
Central Iowa Football, live from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Central Iowa Football is brought to you by the Atlantic Bottling Company, CenturyLink, Central Iowa Football, live on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Central Iowa Football is also brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Shields. Are you ready for some football?
Good evening and welcome to Johnston Stadium as we get the football season kicked off for 2016. Dar Danielson with Brandon Cleve here tonight as we get ready for a good one, an early season matchup of rated teams and two teams that know each other very well. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, Mid-American Energy, Metabank, Waters Auto Land, Better Business Bureau, and Westside Auto Pros. We'll be back with our pregame show, talk about this matchup, Johnston and Ankeny Centennial, coming up right after this.
Limited varsity experience with his first snap coming tonight and facing a tough Centennial team with a lot of really athletic guys in the defensive side of the football.
And on the other side of that, Chance Gibbons, he started last year as a sophomore for Centennial, a pretty good season for them. He's got the experience under his belt and has some experience also behind him to hand the ball to and on the outside to throw the ball to. So that experience edge is probably going to go to Centennial as we start the ball game anyway.
Yeah, Chance is 6'3" and 185 pounds, so he's a little bit taller than Andrew as well. Nord's only about 5'11". So being able to throw the football on a wet night like tonight potentially could be a big thing for Centennial with having that veteran behind the offensive line.
The offensive line, too, and you look at it down the line, just kind of looking at the sizes a little bit, looks like Ankeny Centennial stacks up a little heavier going up against that Johnston offensive line too, don't they?
Yeah, size-wise is, Johnson looks to be on the short end of that. The starting defensive lineman is only 205 pounds going against some of these Centennial linemen that are 230, 240. It's going to be a tough battle in the trenches tonight for Johnston.
Well, tonight's pregame is brought to you by Mid-American Energy, and we'll take a break, come back, and look at the rosters of these teams, talk a little bit more about them as we get ready for kickoff of high school football 2016 here on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather's Specialty Pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Back at Johnston Stadium, Dar Danielson with you and Brandon Cleve, and the captains coming out here. Johnston High School hosting Ankeny Centennial. Brandon, when you got a new starting quarterback, would you rather have him start out on offense, or would you rather have your defense start out here tonight?
If it was me, I'd rather have him get the ball right off the bat to kind of get some of those nerves out of the way. He's been in the house over there just thinking about this game. He's been thinking about it all week. Get some of those jitters out of there right away. Get him to run the ball, get him hit a few times, get him used to this varsity action. So if I'm Johnson, I'd be looking to get the ball to him. He's going to have a tough battle, but I'd like to see my young quarterback get the ball right off the bat.
Looks like Johnston deferred, and Ankeny Centennial will get the ball to start the ball game. Tonight's weather report brought to you by Metabank. 70 degrees, overcast, and not too bad. A little muggy, but it's cooler, and I understand they're having some rain at our other game over at Valley Stadium. So far, not a lot of rain here tonight. We'll hope that holds off, Brandon.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think for Johnson, they probably want to have a run-oriented game with the young quarterback. Centennial probably a little more balanced with the veteran and some of the backs that they have in the backfield.
You see on your screen here, Johnston in the foreground in the purple uniforms heading out to kick off, and it'll be Ankeny Centennial on the far side, the visitor side, in their white uniforms with the black numbers. And the Jaguars, what is this, the fifth season of, is it four or five?
I believe it's the fifth
season of Ankeny Centennial since they split off into two high schools. And back deep is Van Bali, one of the returners back deep for Ankeny, and Gerald Sama is also back deep. Sama back deep along with Van Bali. It'll be Colin Huschhagen to kick it off. And we're about set for football. 2016, here's the boot, and it's going to go down the middle. Taken there by Van Bali. Up to the 10, 15, cuts back outside to the 20, skips through and knocked down by a couple of different tacklers there. Looks like number 30 was in there, and who else did you see, Brandon?
I just looked to see where kind of a spot. It looked like he got to about the 24-yard line. There was a host of Johnson tacklers there, so I don't think you can make out just one.
First and 10 at the 24 for Ankeny Centennial. And they'll come out with Chance Gibbons at the quarterback, Hunter Pinniger and Jensen Gates, the running backs. Adam Mudge, Jake Pinniger, and Ryan Van Bali are the receivers. Man in motion across. There's a handoff to the right side, a little motion back the other way, getting up to around the 30-yard line. Pinniger on the carry.
Looked like number 6, Sam Nielsen, was in on that tackle.
So pickup of about 6, 2nd and 4. I'll give him 7 on that at the 31. Pickup of 7 for Ankeny. Fake. And now does give it off there, and running on the inside is Pinniger. And he's stacked up pretty good around the line of scrimmage. So we're going to see a lot of action in there inside with the backs in the backfield and trying to keep track of that ball tonight for the defense, aren't we?
Yeah, they're running in tight quarters there, and so far Johnston and Centennial have been really battling up front here.
3rd and 4, no gain. Ball back on the 31. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. There's a handoff inside and stopped for a loss. Was Pinniger. Carter Wunsch on the tackle, so good penetration there by the line.
And then Carter Wunsch was playing for the safety. He came up and made that tackle in the backfield. So a nice 3 and out there for the Johnston Dragons on that first opening defensive stand of the year.
Lost 3 yards on that. And back deep to return. Johnston, here comes the punt. It's going to drop at the 40, high bounce, and going to roll around, still rolling inside the 30 to the 29, so Johnston will take over. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Johnston with their first possession of the night. And sophomore quarterback Andrew Nord will bring them out. So as you said, that's what you want to see right away on your defense, 3 and out here, and get the ball back.
Especially with some inexperience on that defensive, basically the linebackers and defensive line. A good start for those young guys and new varsity players.
Nord up under center, 2 backs in the backfield. And handoff to the deep back, looking to cut outside. Now cuts it up across the 35 to the 36. Grant Gosling.
He was taken down by number 8, Jake Pinniger. Nice run by Gosling there on the outside.
So brings up a 2nd and 4 at the 35 for Johnston. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left for Andrew Nord. Down the line, keeps it, heading outside, now tries to turn the corner, gets the first down, got a little room on the far side and knocked out of bounds over around the 50, just inside the 50-yard line. So keeps it and gets about 10 yards on that.
That's the one thing I think you're going to see with Nord is he's a quick back. He's going to look to run probably before he looks to throw the football.
So he got it with his feet, and sometimes maybe early get a little of those jitters out. He takes the ball down and runs, gets a first down, gets feeling good about himself out there in his first varsity start. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Johnston in the purple. Hand off to the deep back, and he's hit right away in the backfield, still struggling to get up there. Gus Genyon trying to get up ahead, but he's met immediately, and he's going to lose a couple, or maybe 1. Looks like they'll stop forward progress.
Centennial had a blitz on, and it was number 54, Connor Spenceley, that came in and met Gus Ghanaian in the backfield.
So Ghanaian gets it and goes nowhere with it. And here comes Johnston now, 2nd and 11. We'll see if they go up top or if they keep it on the ground here. They got a slot to the left this time, and back in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. Man in motion. Handoff to the motion man coming across the formation, looking to cut it up. He does, up the right side to the 40. Down to the 35, is pulled down at the 35.
He was pulled down by number 34, Dominic Strom, on that outside, and that was Anthony Coleman, a sophomore as well. So it was a handoff from a sophomore to a sophomore there, Dar, for that play for Johnston.
So Coleman gets the first down. 1st and 10 now up to in the Centennial 35-yard line after a big pickup there. Receivers 2 to each side, 1 there. Handoff up the middle. Thought he kept it, but he get it to Gosling, and Gosling goes up the middle. And going to be a pickup of about 8.
Again, 42 for Centennial. It would be Spencer Hilbert on that tackle. Gosling found some room in the middle there, Dar.
And Nord, some good ball skills there, handling that ball, kind of keeping, kept me looking a little bit in the defense as he kept it in the belly there late. I'll have 2 receivers to the left, 2 backs right behind him. And there's a handoff to the back on the left side. He powers ahead and gets hit and knocked down. Looked like Kyle Haynes, but he'll get the first down. Gosling got 4, yep.
Yeah, he's brought down by number 44, Taylor Wall, on that. Just a nice short yard carry there by Gosling.
Moves the ball down to the 23 of Ankeny on this drive. 7 plays now as they took it back at the 31, their own 31, and moved it up the field. Ryan Gears out wide to the left. Sveska, the inside receiver, left, 2 backs in the backfield. Fakes it, looks, throws to the end zone. Did he get it? No, cannot get it. Gannon Sveska was out there. And a good pass. He kind of had to slow down for it a little bit, but it goes incomplete on the first pass of the night.
Yeah, just a nice throw there by Nord. Gave him some room to kind of run underneath it, but maybe put a little too much air underneath that for Gannon.
Yeah, he had to come back in there and look for it. So Sveska and Gears out left again, wide to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. Oh, and there's a jump. Looked like he did a hard count, and a couple linemen jumped, and also a receiver. So our first penalty of the night is going to drop it back.
After missing that pass there for that touchdown, you don't want to move the sticks back there. So that's going to make that 2nd and 15. So putting them behind the chains here a little bit on this 2nd down.
2nd and 15 for Johnston. They took it at their 31 off the punt. Enter driving here. Under center, hands it off right up the middle, plows right into the middle is Gus Ghanaian. And
2 Centennial guys were there, number 97, Cameron Cowan, and then also number 80, it would be 78, Trey Winters.
So brings up 3rd and long for Johnston.
This may be 4-down territory for Woodley on this. I don't know if with the new kicker that they have this year, if they're going to be able to try a field goal from this far.
Bacon and Svesko wide to the left. 1 receiver to the right. Hands it off up the middle and plowing in there and got maybe a yard, so it'll bring up 4th and 10.
3 Centennial guys were there, 44, 78, and then also 54 Connor Spenceley, that linebacker, again coming up. So it doesn't look like Coach Woodley. Oh, he's bringing out the kicker.
Colin Hushagen, the junior, will come out. And Blake Bergstrom's going to hold for him. So it'll be 41 yarder. Here's a snap, the kick, it's up and good. 41-yard field goal with 5:57 to play in the first quarter.
Nice kick there by Hooshagen. For his first varsity kick, a 41-yarder. Looked like he had a few more yards left on that one if he needed it. We had the wind, I guess, with him a little bit on that, but a nice kick there for the new kicker for Johnston.
And it's so hard up here from this angle to see how that was going. It kind of looked like it was heading off to the right, but it goes through, and the kick is good.
So a nice drive there by Johnston and Nord on that first possession of the year.
Yeah, they took down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plays. They took it from the 31, and down
to about the 31.
About the 31, yeah. So they got into Ankeny territory and stalled, but they got points on the board, and that's what they like. You get confidence for that kicker. Nothing too serious for the quarterback. He had a good run there. Had a pass, maybe a little bit long on his first pass, but you got to like the way your offense came out to start it out here.
Yeah, I think Coach Woodley is pretty happy with that first possession that they had. Put some points on the board, getting that sophomore quarterback acclimated to varsity football, and Andrew Nord looked the part that first drive, Dar.
So Hushagen will tee it up. Johnston to your left there in the purple and the white back deep to receive is Centennial, and Sama is back there, takes it, and he's in the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. Automatically in high school, you can't run that out, so it'll be 1st and 10 on the 20. Ankeny will start their second drive after the touchback.
And we'll see what Centennial can do here, what adjustments they're going to make after that first drive kind of stalled. See what Coach Bizzetti is going to do on this second drive.
And they'll come out with Sama and Pinniger to the left. Single back now in the backfield with Gibbons. Now in motion, Pinniger. He fakes the inside handoff. Right open. Threw it a little bit low there. Had the man wide open down the field as everybody went with the fake.
It was
Ben Breeding.
80, yeah. He could have ran all the way back to Ankeny on that one. There was no one around him to catch him.
But let's see, he's 6'5", and the ball was thrown about 3'5", so he had to bend all the way over on that, and the pass goes incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10 at the 20, and some of those first game things you got to work out there. In motion is Pinniger, comes around, takes the handoff, looking for room over the right side, and it gets stacked up over there, and a flag comes in from the linesman on the far side. That might be holding where it was at there.
Yeah, typically when you see that flag from that position, Dar, that's going to be a holding call. And that was number 99, Jake Ryan, on the tackle there for Johnston.
Well, do you take the penalty, move it back, or take no gain and make it 2nd and probably at this point you want to move it back a little bit if they're back toward their own goal. We'll see what they
Yeah, I'm with you, Dar. If I'm Coach Woodley, I'm going to push them back a little bit farther just to make this punt and this offensive series even maybe a shorter field than it already is. But we're wrong.
No, well, we are, I guess. Well, I wondered if they might, so they decline that. Brings up 3rd and long. Penalty decline.
It's easy for us to make that call up here. It's a lot harder on the field.
I kind of wondered. You got it down. The defense has been playing well. You still got him back there. Here's the snap. Rolling to his left. Looking, still looking, trying to cut it up, looking for some room, and brought down about a 5-yard gain. And he'll be stopped.
That was number 94, Dalton Towns, that kind of got Gibbons from the backside. The secondary did a really good job in coverage on that pass play, forcing Gibbons to run it rather than throw it, and Towns just chased him down on the backside.
So he scrambles, maybe got 5 on that to the 25, and now they'll have to punt again.
They have that wide formation, Dar.
Pinniger boots it high, end over end, bounces, and it's going to roll toward the sideline and out of bounds about the 41. So Dragons will take over at the 41, 10 yards better than when they took over on the last drive, and that ended up being a field goal for them, and they'll take over here on the second possession, leading 3-0.
I don't know if that wind is a lot stronger than we think it is, but it doesn't look like the flag's blowing very hard. But that punt didn't go very far.
Yeah, it died, didn't it?
Yeah.
When he kicked it up in there, it kind of died, and then when he threw that pass down here, it kind of hung up. Well, here comes Johnston once again. Andrew Nord out. 2 receivers to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. There's handoff to Gus Kenyayan, and he gets around the left side, turns to cut it up, and scoots out of bounds on the far side, but not before he picks up 12 yards.
Yeah, Gus Kenyayan's a guy that, I don't know if you're a guy in the secondary, seeing him coming in there at 225 pounds, that you're going to really go too hard at him up high.
Yeah, now quickly into Ankeny territory here once again. Sveska comes out wide right. Another receiver wide to the left. Those two backs in the backfield again, Gosling and Ghanaian. And off to the up back, and he plows into the pile there. Ghanaian, and gets a few yards this time. That's another one of those things where you keep pounding him away in the middle, and they keep looking for that, and maybe he might break through there. And you always got to then respect the outside, too.
Yeah, and you put that ball in the middle there with Ghanaian, and then maybe Nord keeps it and just goes on that outside part, too, where he kind of hides it in there like he did earlier. That was 78. Looked like that was Trey Winters on the tackle there for the defensive line for Centennial.
So this time he sends two receivers to the right, Gears and Sveska. Two backs in the backfield. You can hear the wind picking up a little bit here in the press box. A little counter action, and that didn't fool anybody, and they stopped him right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard. And Gosling tried to do a little counter step and went nowhere.
You have to wonder after that first drive and the inability to complete a pass if Centennial is just going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage after that first drive. So, and that's what they did there.
Yep, loss of a yard, 3rd and 9. Right about the Centennial 45. Johnston here in the purple, looking to get a little more on the board this time than they did last time. Peyton Williams goes out wide left with Sveska, and one receiver to the right. In motion, handoff up the middle, and a lot of action there, but didn't move forward very far. He got maybe 4 yards on that.
Yeah, pretty safe play call there for the Dragons. It's going to be short of the first down, and I would imagine that Johnson's got to be thinking about punting here.
Be about 4th and 5 at the 42-yard line for Johnston, but they're keeping the offense in there. Gears to the right, Williams and Sveska to the left. Back offset in the slot to the left, and Nord pulls out, looks over to the sideline, and now they're going to take a timeout, looks like.
You have to wonder if that was Coach Woodley trying to draw him offside.
So let's do this. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with the 4th down play after this.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee Chevy.
Here we go, back to punt. Sama's back deep to receive. Boy, that one went flying up high, bounces at the 5, rolls ahead and is down, but that wind is making a difference there, Brandon.
Yeah, I don't think we recognize it right off the bat, but I think as we watch this game progress, it's really playing a role for at least Dragons in the first quarter here. That was the long snapper, Ross Hinders, that down that punt. He hustled down and did a great job of keeping that ball from going in the end zone.
So 1st and 10 at the 5 here for Ankeny Centennial. They punted on their first 2 possessions. They started at the 24, started at their own 20. Now they start their possession. Field positions keep moving back here. Tight formation there. Right up the middle, finding some room, cutting through there, and up to the 10-yard line with it is Pinniger. Hunter Pinniger.
He was brought down by Trey Officer, one of the new linebackers for Johnston, and he did a good job of getting Pinniger before he broke it wide open there.
Call it 6-yard pickup. 2nd and 4. Ball up to about the 11-yard line. They stay with that tight formation again. In behind Gibbons. He rolls out, hands it off, and then there's a big pile up as the Johnston linemen all meet in the backfield and bring him down after about a yard gain.
Grant Gosling, who's going a little two-way action there, was the first guy to meet him, and you're right, Dar. Then the rest of the Dragons came up and kind of finished the job there.
Pittiger got a yard, brings up a big 3rd and 2 here for Centennial. You'd like to get a first down and keep this drive going. They have not been able to get much going here, and they still got over a minute to go here in the first quarter. where they're going into the wind. So Pinniger comes in behind the quarterback. Oh, he flinched, and it's going to be Pinniger came in set and then flinched as he was starting to take off, and then he stopped, and I think that caused everybody to false start, so that's going to move it back, and that takes you from a 3rd and 2 to a 3rd and 7 now.
Yeah, just a big mistake there for this drive. 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 7 are completely different, Dar. And, for Centennial, you want to get that first down because they've been on the defensive side of the football pretty much this whole quarter.
So here comes Centennial again in that tight formation with the 3 backs back there. Rolls out looking to hit the man in the flat. Has him. He has some room up across the 15-20, and he'll get the first down there. Noah Stober took the pass out there out of the backfield.
Yeah, wide open on the play-action pass there was Stober, and Centennial did a good job selling that run, and Gibbons had him wide open for the first down.
So 1st and 10, a 14-yard pickup there for Centennial, and they move the ball up to the 22. 38 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Johnston up 3-0 over Centennial. They spread it out a little more on offense, and this time reverse action coming back the other way, trying to find some room. Does cut it up, Pinniger, and he's up across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Hunter Pinniger, just kept looking for the blocks, following his blocks along, and he moves it all the way up to, where do you think it's spotted? About the 32? Or
it looks like
37.
It's about the 37
yeah,
there.
So pick up a 15.
A lot of blockers. Looked like some pull action in the middle there. And Pinniger just waited for the blocks, and the rest of the offensive linemen and backs did the work there for Pinniger.
So they could get a playoff here. About a second difference between the play clock and the time clock. Man in motion, hands off to Pinniger. He's finding room. Over the left side, cuts it up to the 50 and is pulled down. Hunter Pinniger here takes it up just across the 50, a pickup of 14. So he's got 14, 15, and 14 yards here in the last 3 plays. And they're down into Johnston territory. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Our score, Johnston 3, Ankeny Centennial nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, we're the Waters Boys. I'm Todd. And I'm Thad. The best deals on Buick and GMCs are right here at Waters. Waters Autoland, 8 miles south of Des Moines, Indianola.
Catch the wave to Waters. Waters Autoland.
We are back at Johnston High School. Dar Danielson, Brandon Cleve is Centennial. They flipped the ball around and they're heading back the other way now with the wind, trailing 3-0 here, but on the move. Keeper now rolling outside is Gibbons. He gets the corner, turns to the 30, 25, 20, and ripped out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, just a nice keeper there by Gibbons, and did a good job of selling that run to Pinniger. And he found some room on the outside, and he ended up getting brought down by number 6, Sam Nielsen. But Centennial has found some room here running the football here at the end of the first quarter into the second.
Pickup of about 33 on that run and gets it down to the 16, 1st and 10 here. Big play to start the second quarter. So 3 backs right behind Gibbons in the backfield. And there's a flag down, the illegal procedure, I think. Yep.
Yeah, it looked like some of the running backs in the backfield got started a little soon there, Dar. And I think that's what the procedure penalty kind of got Centennial.
They give you a variety of looks there on offense. That time they set the 3 back straight back, but then they can split out and go different directions, and it makes it a little different on the defense.
Yeah, that was the first time we saw the 3-back formation right behind Gibbons there. And you're right, they do a little bit of the deception part there with those 3 running backs.
So they're going to send Sama out wide to the left. And a little pistol action there. Fake inside to Pinniger. No, they did give it to Pinniger. And he gets tackled.
Looked like that was
about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and number 9, Cale Michael, was the linebacker that came up on that blitz. And he kind of stopped Pinniger's forward progress pretty early in the backfield there and kind of took him there for a loss.
So he went with that short set there. And
it looks like Johnson might be thinking about sending some more linebackers in here, being with the success of running the football, maybe make Gibbons throw the football here.
Ben Bolly to the right. 2 receivers now will go to the left. And looks like they declined the penalty because there was no gain on it, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 16. A little shot, pistol snap over to the right side, looking for some running room over there, and knocked out of bounds. Pinniger picked up maybe, got 4 or 5 back.
It looks like he got about back to the original
line, yeah. So we'll give him 5 on that. Brings up 3rd and 10,
yeah.
At the 15-yard line.
Nice job there by Officer to kind of take Pinniger down on that.
You see Johnston defense there in the purple here, and Gerald Sama heading out to the left, as is Ryan Van Bali. 2 receivers to the left, and then what do we got? A timeout? Timeout Johnston. They saw the formation, decided to call a timeout and discuss this. And so 3rd and 10, I guess you want to keep everything in front of you, in front of that marker there, Brandon, and try to force them into a field goal here. We saw the wind. They've got the wind with them, so the worst case scenario would be to give up the first down.
Right.
Then you're inside the 10, and 1st and goal. So you want to play the defense here, and I think maybe call the timeout early in the season when you make sure everybody knows where they're supposed to be defensively on this big play here.
Yeah, and we talked in the pregame that there's a lot of new players for the Johnston defense as well. So making sure that they know what they need to do here and their responsibilities, because as you mentioned, Dar, you want to give them 3 points rather than 7 points on this drive and keep it tight.
The drive about 6 minutes long. They took over here with 2:21 to go in the first quarter and have moved it after punting on their first 2 drives. Centennial, now they come back out. Ryan Van Bali to the right, 1 receiver to the left. And that short drop, here's a fade over to the left side, knocked away. Good defensive play over there on the far side by Anthony Coleman. The sophomore goes up and played it perfectly to knock it away.
Yeah, just a tremendously played football there by Anthony Coleman. As you mentioned, the sophomore. This is his 2nd year starting. He's one of the few returning players that Johnston has. And it looked like Sama was going to be open, and then Coleman just closed in on that ball and knocked it away.
Blake Robinson will come out to kick it here for Centennial. Put it at the 23, make it a 33-yard field goal. There's the snap, the kick. Good. Kind of a wobbler, but it went through. So with 10:49 to play here in the first half, it's a 33-yard field goal for Ankeny to make it 3-3.
I know I'll get what I pay for.
Ankeny Centennial gets on the board, and a 3-3 ball game here, and kind of what you expect in the early going, a back and forth ball game here, but Ankeny's got to be happy. They kind of got the offense going there and went on a long drive. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plays, and they had it for
they had it for the better
just
part.
about 6 minutes on the drive. About 6:22, I think, something like that. So a good long drive for their offense, and they get on the board, and we're tied 3-3.
Yeah, Centennial did a great job making some adjustments there after that kind of that 3rd and 7 when they were pinned back behind their Dar. Making that first down, getting that first down on that 3rd and 7 really got that momentum rolling for Centennial, and they moved the football really well after that.
So Swefska and Coleman back deep to receive for Johnston. And here we go. Here's the kick. And that's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. So Johnston.
Do you want the? We have the Johnson Little League coaches that are coming in. The Little League World Series.
Yeah.
There's Dwayne Pineda is the guy that was just out in Williamsport. They have those kids that are going to be coming in here tonight. I think they just got back into town.
Yeah, they're going to have them around here at halftime, right?
Yep.
We'll see if we can get a hold and talk with one of them. That's a big thrill, got to be. And really, done the best that a Iowa team has done since they've been out there, winning their first game. Here comes Johnston offense. Receiver wide each side, the two backs in the backfield. Dropping back, throwing right across the middle. Oh! Just a little high there, just over the reach of Peyton Williams, the tight end.
Yeah, it looked like he had
or Tyler Bacon, excuse me.
Yeah, that was Bacon on that, but he had him open. It was just a tough pass for him to make.
That's that one on the seam. Sometimes you find that tight end open there. So it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 20 for Johnston. This time they'll send the two receivers to the left. And the two backs again behind Andrew Nord, the quarterback. Down the line, cuts it up, has some room across the 30, 35, and is hammered down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was number 28, looked like 28, John Beamer on that. And he put his shoulder into Andrew Nord to welcome him with his first real varsity hit there.
Welcome to the ball game here.
That was a good one. That was the best hit I think we've seen tonight.
Good hit, but he hung in there and he got the first down. And now Johnson is up to the 35. They'll send Gears and Svetska to the right. Two backs, Gosling and Ganea, in the backfield. Behind the quarterback, Nord down the line. And this time he gets it up the belly, and churning ahead is Ganea. And he gets a first down, so he picks up 12.
Yeah, Ghanaian just kind of kept his legs moving there. And then number 28 would have been Bamer again. He didn't come in high against Ghanaian, and he just kind of dragged him down there.
So two straight first downs here by Johnston. They're getting their offense going. Two receivers right, two backs in the backfield. Nord comes up, looks to the sideline. Maybe calling a different play here at the line. And hand off to Ganea. Right up the middle. Did the ball come loose? Yep, ball is out. Let's see who gets on it.
It looks like.
And Centennial has the first turnover of the night. And Ganea was in there and took a long time for him to get him to the ground, and somebody must have popped the ball out.
I was just kind of
a
big rugby scrum
that
we saw there. And then, we lost track, and all of a sudden you saw people diving on the turf. So that was kind of our clue that the football is gone. But Centennial there with a big turnover there at midfield.
That's sometimes the problem when you get that big guy. He's, we want him in there grinding for yardage, but sometimes when you do that, it allows the other team to start poking and pushing and trying to push the ball out of there. So Chance Gibbons, the junior quarterback for Centennial, comes out. Got a slot and a single back. Fakes it and keeps it himself. Runs right up the middle and is dragged down close to the first down yardage. He's going to be right at the stick there.
Looks like that was the safety again. Nielsen on that tackle. Gibbons did a good job selling that fake, and then again finding some room and just continuing to move those chains here. So the last two drives for Centennial, Gibbons and Pinniger have done a lot of the legwork and moving the football.
Looks like they're going to measure it here. We'll remind you tonight's ball game brought to you by G&L Clothing, a real clothing store with a staff of real people. Also, Godfather's Pizza. There's no pizza like Godfather's Pizza. So the first measurement of the season. And what is he? Just inches short there of the first down.
You know, on this Dar, if you're the offensive coordinator on a 2nd and inches, this might be a play fake where you just try to hit the home run. But it looks like they're just going to try to get the first down. They got a pretty congested group here.
Yeah, I had a color guy one time. He said, well, in high school, you don't try the waste of play. I said, why not? You know, these guys, you get to this level, they're good enough to be able to do that. You know, but we'll see. They may just pound it up the middle. We'll see what he does here, and he does. He'll keep it himself and not pound it. He breaks over the left side and almost had a little running room there. So Chance Gibbons calls his own number.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird little thing there, kind of like they just expected him just to get enough for the first down, and Gibbons just kept going and got a few extra yards.
49 down to the 32 there. So another first down. Well, both these offenses have found a little rhythm here, but they've stalled out around the 10 or 20-yard line. They haven't been able to put it into the end zone yet. Either one here. We're tied 3 apiece here in the opening game. 2 rated teams. 2 teams have played each other toward the end of last season. Johnston came out on top in that one. And
delay a game
on Centennial. So another penalty. I think that's about the 4th penalty on them.
You know, this has just been a great first half of football, though, Dar.
Yeah, really nothing too bad as far as mistakes go. The one fumble there pulled out by Centennial, and they're going to try to take advantage of the turnover. So the ball moved back to the 39 of Johnston. Yes.
Looks like one of the Pizzettis is over there kind of wondering what was going on with the clock.
Yeah, because it seemed kind of weird how they had that play, and then they came out of the huddle, and it did seem like it went right. It didn't seem like they were in the huddle real long, but
yeah, so
we'll see what happens here.
I don't think the call is going to get overturned, but
no.
I think he just wanted some clarification on kind of what's going on.
Yeah, wants to be sure that that everything was going right. Of course, Jerry Pizzetti, the longtime coach, and now his son has been the co-coach with him here at Ankeny Centennial. And here come the Jaguars. Gerald Sama will move to the right.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you're Jerry Pizzetti. You can,
What did they? Okay, well, they over.
Moving it back.
Okay. Okay, so
our suspicions were right. That something didn't seem right.
The clock didn't. Maybe they didn't reset the clock or something. Man in motion and gets the handoff over the left side and is stacked up at the 30 over there.
That was number 2. That was Jensen Gates. I think that's the first time that we saw him grab the football.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like a little jet sweep action there for Centennial. Flag on the play, though.
And
looked like that's going to be a false start or some sort of procedural penalty against Centennial. So that play is going to come back.
So you had to go and jinx it and say it had been a well-played game, and now all of a sudden we got flags going, and they aren't flags. And
we have clock issues.
We have clock issues, and now so. Okay, motion. So we bring it back to the 39 where it was before with the penalty, but then they waved it off, and so now it's 1st and 15 at the 39 for Centennial with 8:37 and counting here in the first half. Sama's out wide right. Fake to Pinniger. Look over the left side and knocked down. Couldn't get it away.
That was number 99, Jake Ryan, on that. And then also 57, Austin Nickel came in, but looked like he didn't have a whole lot of options on that. The secondary did a good job covering that.
Well, I think if you had another couple seconds, the guy on the left was breaking free out there, but he just didn't have time to get it as a pressure. Credit to the Johnston Dragons on the inside there. Blake Devins, Dalton Towns, Jake Ryan, Austin Nickel, the front 4 up there. really put the pressure on Gibbons that time. Here's Gibbons rolling to his right, looking, throws out there short, down at the feet of Sama. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 21 for.
I tell you what, Johnston just escaped a potential huge play there. One of the defenders for Johnston got tripped up there, and if Gibbons could have got that ball to the outside, there was no one covering one of the Centennial receivers on that outside.
So big play here for Centennial because they're really, unless they have a really good kicker, that's pretty deep there. I doubt that.
I don't think
so
the wind's strong enough tonight, Dart.
You want to either get a first down or, and then, well, we got one.
Looks like they're going to call a timeout.
Calling, okay. Now Centennial wants to call a timeout, so let's take a quick break. We'll do that, and we'll be back with more football after this.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at BBB.
Back to action, a screen pass out to the right side and knocked down up at the 35, a pickup of 10 by Noah Stober, but couldn't quite get the first down, but not a bad call there, Brandon. Kind of fooled everybody up a little bit with that one.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was a great call by one of the Pizzettis to kind of try to get that rush up. And the defensive line for Johnston did a great job the previous play, and they got a chance here for a really long field goal attempt.
It'd be a 53-yarder. They're going to spot it at the 43. Got the wind behind him. Here's the snap. The kick is going. That's going to be way short. That's going to be about 7 yards short of even getting to the crossbar there. But you know what? I guess it's kind of tight for a punt down there, so maybe try the field goal anyway early on, and they'll turn it over.
That's kind of a win-win, though, for Centennial. You try the field goal, and right now, if you didn't make the field goal, the ball gets set at the 20 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So in high school football, the ball goes to the 20-yard line on a missed field goal attempt. So really it didn't turn out to hurt Centennial too much on that.
That time for Centennial, about a 2-minute drive, but penalties hurt them as they got that one penalty there, and it dropped them back. So here comes Johnston again, and they'll get the ball tied up 3-3. Handoff. Gosling into the middle to the 24. Pickup of 4.
And he was brought down by number 30, Brandon Van Meter. And Centennial's defense, has made some nice plays, and I think they really are trying to force Johnston to run the football. And it's just been kind of a knockdown fight in the trenches so far tonight.
Kind of almost waiting for somebody to break a real big play. There have been a couple of kind of close, short passes and things here. Down the line with it, pitch back to Gosling. He'll try to turn the corner and doesn't quite get there. Gets a few yards, but is knocked out of bounds to the delight of the Centennial fans on the far side. And he'll pick up a few there.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be, looks like it's about 4 yards on the board. It says 6. There we go.
Well, they didn't take it all. Yeah, 3rd and 3, we'll call it. For Johnston. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. For Nord. He's checking off, calling back the play. his teammates, and the clock is running down. They're going to have to call a timeout. They did. Came close to getting a delay. And I think Coach Woodley over there saw that and decided to call the timeout.
Yeah, it looked like they just ran out of time and trying to figure out what they wanted to do on the offensive side of the football. And, they were just forced to call a timeout there, as the play clock continued to run down.
So keep it here with, 5:32 to play here in the first half. 3rd and 3. Well, they've been like going up the middle there with Ganea, but we'll see what they do with this play as it's Johnston tries to keep possession here in the second quarter.
Yeah, just a big third down here for Johnston. See if they can go in the half with a lead if they can continue to move the ball and put some points on the scoreboard here. But they would receive the kick in the second half.
Yeah, they did defer, so we'll see what they do here. See if they try to pound it up the middle. Pretty tight coverage here on the outside. And an extra back down the backfield. Handoff to the deep back, and he's going to get stacked up. No running room there at all.
Yeah, that time Centennial put everybody up on the box and just had man-on-man coverage on the outside. And we're anticipating a run, and they're going to force Johnston into a 4th and short. And more likely, Johnston's going to have to punt here where the football is.
Well, Johnston will have to send out the punt team. Cale Michael will come out, and punting into a little bit of a wind here.
The one thing that we maybe anticipated was a little rain. The rain's, for the most part, held off, Dar.
High punt back to Sama. He waves a hand for the fair catch, and he'll take it at the 37-yard line.
They're going to throw a flag on that with the fair catch.
He took the fair catch and then kept moving up ahead after he caught it. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, that should move the football back.
Yep, they're going to call him for that as he caught it at the 38.
That'll push them back.
Back to the 5-yard, back to the 33. So 1st and 10 at the 33. With the 4:41 to play, tied up 3 apiece here. Centennial comes out with 2 receivers to each side. Fakes the handoff, looks now, was going to go deep, now keeps it himself, pulls it down, and gets stacked up to the 40. Pick up of about 7 there. Well, we're going to mark him a little short of the 40.
It looked like that was kind of a hitch and go or a double move on the outside. Johnston's secondary did a good job not falling for that. So Gibbons just had to kind of tuck that football down. And if he would have waited a little bit longer, he might have found a little more running room because everybody in the secondary kind of went with the receivers there.
So this time he'll send 2 receivers to his right and 1 to his left. And gives it to Pinniger. He cuts across for the first down, breaks through the line, and gets pulled down at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was number 94, Dalton Towns, and on that tackle. And then also number 27, Trey Officer, to bring down Pinniger on that carry.
1st and 10 at the 49 for Centennial. Gibbons. Short set, hands off to Pinniger again over the left side. Pinniger, and he's up to about a first down again. At Pinniger, he has speed, a lot of speed there, and he gets the ball and he makes a quick move to the outside. And let's see if they'll give him that first down. He's going to look at it over there on the far side. And we'll see if they have to measure it. And
yeah, Pinniger is just
short.
A really athletic young man. He's bigger than what you think he is, too.
2nd and 1. Hand off to Pinniger, and he Still goes through, breaks a tackle, still going to the outside, breaks another tackle all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Just a tremendous run by Pinniger there, Dar. Just eluding tacklers, running through tackles, and I thought he might break that and go into the end zone. So Johnston might have escaped that one just with Pinniger there.
1st and 10 at the 15. Hand off to Pinniger again. It's working. Still going. Pinniger cuts up inside down to the 10, picking up chunks of yardage here. He gains 5 there. 2nd and 5 at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Ankeny Centennial, I think they're just going to give it to Pinniger the rest of the way.
Well, they found some kind of blocking combination where they're opening up the holes there for Pinniger. Gets it again, looking to the outside, cuts left in toward the goal line.
Ball's
Fumble!
out.
And who has it? Who has it? We'll see. And
looked like they're saying
they're going to say his knee was down at the 1. So he picked up 4. And there's a penalty flag down. Well, and then a holding call.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with that.
Well, that was a big break for Johnston. As now they bring it back. So instead of 3rd and 1, or 2nd and 1, it's going to be 2nd and 10.
10, yeah.
At the 16. So Centennial, issue with penalties here early. Rolling to his right is Gibbons. Looking, it's ripped down, thrown down. Back there.
That was a Ghanaian there. Also on the running back side, just came in, got a hold of Gibbons, and we talked about Ghanaian size earlier, and he wasn't going to escape Ghanaian there.
Ghanaian drops him back at the 23-yard line. A loss of 7. So brings up 3rd down and 18.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 18 for Centennial here. So Johnston again
23.
Escaped a huge play there, pushed it back, and now might be able to hold them to no points.
2 minutes to play now here in the first half. Centennial trying to be the first team to score a touchdown, and then there's another flag. I think there might have been motion.
It looked like it might have been a timeout there.
Nope. Penalty again on Centennial. So
Coach Woodley might have got that call. I was seeing him talk to the officials there. He must have saw something on that where Centennial was offsides there.
So now makes it 3rd and 23. 15 yards and penalties that really have hurt Centennial here at the 28-yard line. Gibbons brings him up. Gets it to Pinniger. Pinniger looking for room over the left side. Tries to cut it back up the middle, and this time he's undercut in there and dropped. Was it Devens?
It did look like it was 90. Looked like 98 out there.
Was it 98 or 88? I thought it was 88.
Right.
Blake Devens. Yeah.
You're right.
Yep. Well, minute 19 here. Brings up 4th down and 19 at the 24.
Again, kind of a long field goal here.
Well, he made a 33. This is a 41-yard attempt here. Here's the snap. It's low. Fumbled snap, and he's smothered under and brought down at the 30. So didn't even get it off there.
Just another missed opportunity there for Centennial. You just got to feel like Centennial going into the half has all these opportunities to put points on the board and comes away frustrated again.
So with 53 seconds to go, Johnston will take over here in the second quarter. He had one chance. It kind of bounced, and he had a chance to quickly get it set, but he couldn't. And then by that time, he decided to pick it up and run with it.
I didn't think he had a real good handle on that.
No,
that
it didn't. It
snap.
came back. It kind of skipped a little bit when it came back. So here comes Johnston now. 1st and 10. Nord under center. 2 backs behind him. Drops straight back. Looks out to his left. Throws it out there deep. Picked off. Picked off.
We talked about that wind earlier, Dar, and again, that ball held up. Nord put quite a bit of air underneath a long throw, and that ball hung up, and that looked like that was
Jake Pinniger.
Yep, Jake
picked it
Pinniger,
off
with a big interception.
So a big turnover there, and he did, as you say. I think his receiver had a step, and he tried to get it at 14-0 Valley in our other game here against Bettendorf. And a little surprising there early in the season. And Bettendorf, we know, has always been a strong team, but of course Valley is too.
Yeah.
And so the turnover here, the first of the night for Ankeny. Oh, second of the night, rather. There was a fumble. Pinniger comes up and gets knocked down, picks up a yard, and then gets knocked down. You're right. You corrected me. It was they had that fumble, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it's the second one.
You got to wonder if Centennial's just going to kind of run this down and maybe try to throw that up to Sama on the outside.
Yeah, you give it to Pinniger once there, see if he can break something. If not, then maybe try to, as you say, go deep as we're getting down to 17 seconds. Probably one play left here in the first half, tied 3-3, and now Centennial will take a timeout. And let's just keep it right here. And we'll tell you the ball game brought to you by Schottenkirk. Always the power of price, Schottenkirk Chevrolet. The Better Business Bureau. Start with trust, the Better Business Bureau. So, like you said, here you can try one. You got 16 seconds. Now in the pros, that'd be a couple plays. But in high school, first game of the season, Brandon, maybe you're lucky if you get one good play where you maybe get a chance to throw it downfield and get a chance to try to get it into the end zone.
Yeah, and, they got 16 seconds left. They're going to try to maybe get some yards for a field goal, potentially. That's probably their best option. The realistic thing is they're not going to get a touchdown. But if they can get field goal range and give it another shot here, they're trying to get some points on the board before half.
Yeah, and there is a chance with the 16 if you catch it and maybe get a quick timeout or get out of bounds quick, then
well, the Jaguars are out of timeouts.
They're out of timeouts. That was their last, so they don't have the timeout option here, as they'll send 2 to the left, 1 to the right, a receiver in the right on the slot. Also, looking downfield under pressure, throws it deep across the middle, knocked around, and that took 7 seconds. The clock stops with 9. You almost would like to see those defensive backs go up and try to catch that, would you? You'd like to see them try to knock it down.
Well, even if they do catch that, the clock stops on that first down. I just don't know if they'd be able to hustle and spike with just 9 seconds left on the clock.
The thing, though, if you try to catch it, sometimes you get a ricochet.
Yeah, was that LSU a few years back
Yeah.
when they tried I can't remember if it was LSU that was on the defensive side and the ball got knocked around.
So here, timeout Johnston. I was going to say it might be the final play. So let's take a break on this one. And we'll take a quick break and come back with more after this.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Back at Johnston, we have 9 seconds remaining on the first half clock. Dar Danielson, Brandon Cleve here as Centennial has the ball. We're tied up 3-3. Centennial had a drive going but hurt themselves with penalties, and then Johnston threw an interception, and now here's Centennial. They're going to hand it off to Pinniger. Give him a chance. He's got some room. Looking for some blocks over the right side. Cuts it back up, and he'll be pulled down. And that'll do it for the first half. So it'll end up a 3-3 tie here at the end of the first half. We'll let's do this, take a 2-minute break. We'll come back and recap the first half scoring coming up after this.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
At Johnston High School, Dar Danielson, Brandon Clave, and it is 3-3 here at halftime, and a typical starting, I guess, season game, Brandon. 6 possessions for Ankeny Centennial, including the last one where the clock ran out on them, and 5 for Johnston. Johnston scored with 5:57 to go in the first quarter on a 41-yard field goal to make it 3-0. Then in the second quarter, Ankeny Centennial came back on a 33-yard field goal with 10:49 to play in the second quarter of the first half there, and made it a 3-3 ball game, and was pretty well played till that last possession or so for Centennial, and they got a couple penalties that really hurt them as they had a run that would have taken it down to about the 1, but then they had a holding call, and then they had another lineman jump, I think it was, so they moved it back. So penalties have kind of been an issue there.
Yeah, Centennial's really shot themselves in the foot a little bit here in the second quarter. They've really did a good job moving the football and giving themselves some opportunities to score. They just haven't been able to really cash in on a lot of those opportunities. And, some penalties, as you mentioned, Dar, have been big and really hurting them moving the football. But if they clean that up offensively, I think they'll be able to put some points on the board. And then Johnston, as you mentioned, they had that first drive where they scored 3 points, and then really they had one turnover there at the half, right about midfield, and then, they've kind of given themselves, some 2 turnovers and really haven't been able to move the football as much as they did in that first drive.
Yeah, they had the one fumble that ended up being a long field goal that missed for Centennial, and then they got the ball back, and was that a fumbled snap on Centennial, and then they got it and then turned around and threw the interception right back the other way for Johnston. So overall, though, Andrew Nord looked okay at starting quarterback. He had the one pass there in the end zone, maybe a little too much under it where he had a guy open, and then Chance Gibbons really hasn't had a lot of time back there, it doesn't seem, to pass when he's back there for Centennial.
No, we talked about Johnston's D-line being new, but they've done a good job putting pressure on Gibbons when he's dropped back to pass. it's really been about the Pinniger show.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we had to name a player of the game right now, it'd be Hunter Pinniger. He's been the one that's been running and elusive, and he's so quick to the outside and able to get it out there, and has picked up a couple first downs here for Centennial in the first half. So 3-3 tie, and you see the Johnston band out there at halftime, and we're going to have a special guest coming up here in just a minute, and we're talking with him about he's going to talk a little bit about the Little League, I think, isn't he, the Johnston Little League?
He's one of the board members of the Johnston Little League, and just going to talk a little bit about their trip out to Williamsport. They just got back into town, and they did a great job representing Iowa, representing the school district, representing the community, and a lot of people were really excited with how well the Iowa Little League team did out in Williamsport.
Well, it's been a kind of an overcast night here, and I'm not even going to tell you what Eric Fishbeck, our operator, just showed me here on the radar coming in. Hopefully it won't get here, but I know they had some rain over at Valley. That game has been 14-0 Valley over Bettendorf, but so far it's been not a bad night, and it's the Johnston kids, it's beach night, I guess. They have their lays on, and they had their swim trunks and stuff down there, so they're enjoying the first football Friday night of the summer here, or fall, I guess, as they got school started. And but so far a good night. Well, hopefully that weather will hold off. So let's take another break here. We'll do that, and we'll see if we can round up our guests when we come back here. We'll do that. It's 3-3 here at halftime, Johnston and Ankeny Centennial.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Welcome back, viewers. I have Jeff Lorenz here with Johnston Little League, kind of talking about their Little League experience. For those of you that are at home watching the Little League World Series, Johnston was one of the Iowa teams, well, the Iowa team that was at the Little League World Series, and really performed well. So we have Jeff Lorenz, who is on the board of Johnston Little League, to kind of tell us a little bit about their experience and how our community has really started to embrace these young gentlemen. So, Jeff, just tell us a little bit about maybe you've been on the board for a while, and we've had some Johnston Little League teams that have come close but haven't quite made it, and maybe what's different about this young team that really caused them to excel in Little League baseball this summer.
Well, thanks for having me on first, Brandon. I appreciate that. Johnston Little League, I've been on the board for 8 or 9 years, something like that. And the 12-year-old team this year, our numbers were a little bit down, and we were able to what National Little League calls a single charter. So instead of having 2 all-star teams, we ended up having 1. When we traditionally have 2 all-star teams, we do not do an A and a B team. We split the talent evenly across 2 teams when we do our draft for those. So this year, with only having 1, all of our talent got onto 1 team. With all that being said, it's still a heck of a ride to get even past the state tournament. When you go to the regional tournament in Indianapolis, probably saw that one on ESPN on the final. And to get to the World Series is just an incredible, incredible run for this team.
Yeah, just and also, just a great job representing the community within the Metro. Just how they handled themselves is dealing with adversity, dealing with victory. I think that was what Johnston Little League is really trying to value are those things that they exemplified on the field, and then also that we got to witness as viewers watching ESPN. So I think from the board. You just have to be tickled just to see what Dwayne Pineda did with the kids, how they handled themselves and represented the Johnston community.
Yeah, it was really, as you sit back here with the Johnston Little League board, and we had some game watches, and we were watching, and just to see Dwayne make his mound visits and the conversations he had with the kids just represented our Johnston Little League, I think, the best that he could have done. And the kids, they seemed to me that they played loose the whole time, just watching them on the TV. You see some of the other teams, they kind of get tight. We had a couple bad innings. Really and truly, if you think about it, we had 2 bad innings in the whole series. And that's what cost those 2 games. But those kids, couldn't be any prouder of those kids representing the community. And they do truly represent the Johnston community. And ESPN, I think, showed off the community pretty well at that point, too.
Yeah, you were talking about that mound visit, and there's one of those rough innings where Coach Pineda comes out and says, "Hey, just soak in the moment, look where you're at, look at your surroundings, and then just embrace this situation." Because as a young Little League player, there's not a lot of kids that get to have that sort of experience, to be on national television, and having some successes against the California team is probably one of the pinnacles of that Little League run that they had. But also, dealing with some adversity and just really enjoying being a kid and being in some high-profile situations.
Yeah, the kids handle themselves, like I said, exactly like you would want them to handle it. One thing I've learned coaching youth sports over the years, it seems like the parents get more upset about the losses than the kids. The kids are down when they lose, but you get them out of that dugout, you get them back up into their dormitories, back on that hill where they're sliding. They're just regular 12-year-old kids, and so it's an amazing thing. The kids can turn it on and off like that. And again, just really, really proud of them to be able to do that in the way they held themselves during the whole series. They actually flew back in today into Des Moines. Truth be known, they left at 2:30 in the morning Eastern time last night. The National Little League bussed them up to Washington, D.C. to Dulles Airport, and they flew into Chicago, and they had a 3-hour layover in Chicago. They got into Des Moines today at about 2 o'clock, so about 6 hours ago. And I don't know if you've seen them yet, Brandon, but they're standing down there on the side of the field. They're going to walk across the field tonight and get honored after landing 6 hours ago. And then also on Sunday, we're going to be having a welcome home celebration for them at the Johnston Hy-Vee on Merle Hay Road here. So we'll get some dignitaries to speak. I think Coach Barta is going to come out and speak a little bit, the high school baseball coach. The mayor, I think, is adjusting her schedule. She's out in California. She wasn't supposed to get back till 6. She's told us she was going to try and change her flights to get back for it. So it's a big deal around here. And if anybody's out there listening, they want to get up to the welcome home celebration for this group, that will be Sunday, the 28th at 1:30 p.m. at the Hy-Vee in Johnston.
Yeah, just a great, tremendous honor for those young gentlemen. It's nice to see our community rally around that. So, Jeff, we're going to thank you for stopping in and giving us some information to thank those little kids. We appreciate all the things that you've done for the Little League, the board here in the community, and also with that recognition award. So thanks for stopping. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Brandon.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history. by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving Northwest and Central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes Central Bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
We are back at Johnston High School, 3-3 here at halftime. Dar Danielson with you, and the Little Leaguers there, you see them, are being honored here at Johnston, and Brandon Cleve talked with the head of the Little League about that, and just an exciting thing. And the thing about it is, once it becomes an Iowa team and then Midwest team, everybody jumps on board. All the people you talk to, it's an Iowa team then, and that's kind of the neat thing. And it's always kind of the Midwest against the world, and the guys from California and those other guys that play in the South, they get to play year-round. But, we're playing here in Iowa, though. We're inside, and hitting in the batting cage and stuff. And I know, having coached it and done it, how hard it is for kids and to do that in the winter and to stay up with it. And that was what was so surprising, I think, about that first game win against California, and maybe California, Chula Vista overlooked them a little bit, but that was exciting.
Yeah, just a kind of an underdog mentality there for, the Midwest teams, as you mentioned, Dar. But I coached baseball here. So I just got done with my last year here at Johnston. It's been 13 years I've coached here, and this is the first Little League team that's really excelled at the Little League, tournaments, at least in terms of the 12-year-olds. And I saw some tweets from Pat Anger, a former Iowa football player. Iowa baseball was tweeting out about the Little League. So you're right. The Midwest, I think, just kind of jumped on board, specifically the people of Iowa, and really cheered them on, and were hoping for the best. So it was exciting for them. It was exciting for the Johnston community to kind of get some of that success on the national level.
And it does help the whole state, too, because, kids that are out there in some of the other little leagues, and they're seeing, well, hey, a team from Iowa can get there. A team from Iowa can win. They can be in the spotlight. I know that happened with Urbandale when they went a couple times. And, it's just a good boost for everybody to in the state, the kids. And I still like the Little League, too, because of what it is and how, participation. We see the All-Stars, but there's a lot of kids that go out there, and if you've seen them, that maybe they aren't the best baseball players in the world, but they get out there, they play, and they have fun, and that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, I think when you're watching a lot of the comments and visits to the mound by the coaches at the Little League, that's really what it's about, is just having fun, just enjoying being with your friends, and just enjoying a summer competing and just hanging around your best buddies. And sometimes those best buddies are your best buddies for life. So it's nice for those kids, and it's fun to watch.
Well, we got a real good one going here, what you might expect out of two highly rated teams who know each other, and some new pieces into the puzzle here to start the season. I think you kind of get the feeling they're waiting for one team, maybe one big offensive play that might break it open. Well, it could be a defensive play, but so far the offenses have been kind of close here, and a couple times of maybe getting that big play that would break this open.
Yeah, you said that earlier in the first half, Dar. And I really thought the same thing when you were out there talking is, is really might come down to one big play. And it seemed like Centennial really had a few tackles where they were going to bust that big play, and it didn't seem to happen. And Johnston had that one pass play where maybe over the middle they could have got some yards, but it's really hasn't happened but that might be the difference between winning this football game and going home with a loss.
Some other scores here, 17-7 Waukee leading Urbandale at halftime. Valley up 21-7 against Bettendorf. They're into the second half over there. So, yeah, we'll see when the adjustments that you make at halftime here. Maybe have that receiver do a little something different, and the quarterback, give him just another second and another block on the other side, and they break that open and get the score here. But so far, a few of the early season penalties, too, have hurt these teams, and turnovers, a couple by Johnston, a couple by, one, I think, by Centennial, and then a couple penalties that really hurt Centennial when they were driving. So some of those things that you one of the things is you play in practice. Now, you do get the scrimmage now against another team, but you really just don't get the game action and new guys in there for the first time in front of the crowd, and you practice all the preseason, but getting out there and doing it against another team is a little bit different and working out that stuff in the first game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think we're seeing some week 1, week 2 mistakes out of these teams, and that's just typical for any high school team that's going against someone live for that first or second game of the year. And I think Centennial had maybe a few more jitters, at least in the first half. They kind of cost themselves some opportunities to put some points on the board, but right now, this is a tight football game. It's enjoyed. It feels like the teams are fairly even.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And that's what we'd expect between a number 5 ranked team and a number 7 ranked team in the state is a tight football game, and that's what we're getting.
Well, Johnston deferred to start the ball game, and Ankeny Centennial took the kick, so Ankeny Centennial will be kicking off, and it looks like Johnston will be going into the wind to start the third quarter, but we'll have it at their back, although you look out there, it's a little deceiving that the flags aren't blowing real well, but I went out here at halftime for a minute, and there's just a little bit of breeze blowing here from what would be north to south across the field as we get going. And we're about ready to get the second half started off here. And
looks like we have what? Coleman and Sweska.
Sweska and Coleman back deep to receive.
Poor eating habits and lack of exercise have contributed
Johnston,
to a
and here comes Centennial on the kick.
The YMCA knows that lifestyle habits such as healthy eating and physical activity will help reverse this trend.
Bounce,
the Y offers
Johnston will start over first and 10,
preschool through high school,
20-yard
water
line
babies to swim teams, basketball, summer camps, flag football, child watch, and even lacrosse. If your family is serious about living an active and healthier lifestyle, why would join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of your healthy life.
I didn't see. I didn't pay attention.
I watched him run the tee.
You run it? Maybe you just picked the tee up, but we'll see. But anyway, we're ready to get started here in the second half, and Andrew Nord, the sophomore quarterback, brings them out. And with 3 backs in the backfield, the receiver to his right. And there's a whistle right away, and I think maybe motion.
Yeah, it looked like that's going to go against the Dragons. No,
offside on Centennial.
Yeah, that's what it must have been lined up there in the neutral zone.
Must have been.
So nice start there for Johnson here to kind of shorten those chains down even more.
So 1st and 5 at the 25 here for Johnston. I was just about to say, we haven't seen any false starts or really anything too bad out of the Johnston offense for penalties that way tonight.
Yeah, just the one where kind of everybody went.
Yeah. Full house in the backfield again. Dropping back, pitch back to the deep back, trying to turn the corner up and around. And out of bounds is number 5, Anthony
Coleman.
Coleman, yep.
He's one of those guys that's a sophomore defensive back that made that really nice stop on the outside there. A really quick kid that maybe Johnson's going to try to get the ball here maybe a little more in the second half.
Well, I know Gosling and Ganea were – last year Gosling had over 900 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns on the season, but now we'll go in that full house again. The veer and into the middle, and it's breaking out, but not going straight ahead, doesn't look like.
Looked like he tried to spin out of some tackles there, and there was a host of Jaguars there that were there to tackle him. And he didn't have a whole lot of room, but almost escaped out of there. You know, Coleman might be one of those backs that just give you a different speed too, Dar, rather than Ghanaian and Gosling seem to be kind of a bruiser. Coleman's a little more of a speedster, and maybe that's kind of what Johnson's looking to do here is get a little change of pace.
Switch it up a little bit. They send Sveska wide to the right. And the 3 backs in the backfield again. And down the line. He'll keep it. And gets a few yards. Up to the 36. Looks like they're going to mark it.
Looked like that was number 17 on the tackle there. Dawson D'Angelo just came up. Looked like that was a little veer option on that for Nord. And he's going to be just a little bit short of the first down, Dar.
So 3rd and 4, they'll call it, at the 37. Opening drive here of the third quarter, tied up 3-3. Send 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the right. Back in motion. Down the line, looking for the option pitch. Gets it out there. Does he have room? Got a block. Cuts it back up inside. And going to be, did he make the first down? There's a flag coming in, though. Might have been a chop back black.
Yeah, that looks like that's going to go against Johnston there. Yeah,
Coleman made a nice cut, but it came off a block that was illegal, I think.
I think you're exactly right. Might have been a block in the back there. But Coleman, it would have been close to a first down, but it's not going to matter with the flags.
I think the first block was good where he pushed the guy out, but then the second guy that kind of came in behind got a block in the back, and they threw the flag there about the line of scrimmage, so it's going to take it back 10, rather, to the 27.
So, yeah, that's going to push that back. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 14 here.
Yeah, you go from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 14, which is a big difference for Johnston.
Yeah, and Nord hasn't – I don't think Nord's completed a pass yet tonight.
No, he's not. He's only thrown just 2, 3 maybe. Yeah, not just a couple. He sends 2 receivers to the right. Now he's going to send Coleman into the slot on the right side. And drops back, rolls to his right, looks down the field, and he throws it short, picked off at the 49. Coming across, is that Pinniger?
That looks like
Pinniger up to the 20, 25, and knocked down. So Pinniger picks it off.
We talked about that big play at halftime, Dar, and Pinniger made a great play and even probably a better return on that interception, but that was probably the first big mistake that Nord's made tonight.
Yeah, he kind of really hung it up in the air, and Pinniger was right back there and took it. Now Valley 21-7 here in the third quarter, and this could be the first big break for Centennial as they get the ball. 1st and 10 at the 11 with 9:38 to play off the interception.
So a big defensive opportunity here for the Dragons.
Gibbons hands it off up the middle, cuts back inside, spins around Pinniger. And another flag down, I think. Yeah. So that was Jake Pinniger who intercepted it right, and Hunter Pinniger is the running back. And holding called on Centennial, so a big penalty there. As he picked up about 6 yards, but that's going to come back.
Yeah, again, another big penalty that's kind of hurting Centennial again is, Pinniger's done a great job running the football, but, just some mistakes up on the line of scrimmage there that really cost Centennial.
So, 1st and 20 at the 21. Hand off to Pinniger over the left side, spins in there, knocked down. He'll pick up about 5.
Yeah, he was brought down there by Nathan Newcomb, who's a sophomore linebacker. He kind of came up to meet Pinniger, and Pinniger kind of pushed him over, but Newcomb did enough to bring him down and kind of just grabbed and dragged him.
So moves it down to the 15-yard line, second and I'll call it 14, I guess. This time he sends two receivers to the right. Gibbons hands it off. Looking for room outside, but the defense is right there to meet him at the line of scrimmage and knock him down for no gain for Hunter Pinniger.
Yeah, there's a host of Dragon defenders there. It looked like it was number 57, Austin Nickel. Looked like 94 as well, Dalton Towns. As a host, I believe it was either Nielsen, the linebacker, that came up. So a big third down play here for Centennial with 3rd and 14.
3rd and 14 at the 15-yard line. They brought a couple other receivers in. Sama will go out wide to the left. They'll send Van Bali to the right, and they got a slot on the right. Dropping back, looking to the left side. No room there. Now he runs it, cuts it up to the middle. Nice cut up the middle, still going. Touchdown! Centennial. Chance Gibbons, the junior quarterback, scrambles from 15 yards out.
Just escaped a host of Dragons there. It looked like he might get taken down for a sack, and he did a great job of eluding some of those defensive linemen and then just bulldozed his way in for the touchdown.
So Gibbons back there and sidestepped and then just kept moving forward, and he breaks through and makes it 9-3 with the extra point coming. Snap is down, kick is up, and good. And it's 10-3 with 7:57 to go in the third quarter. Ankeny Centennial gets on the board, and there's that big play we're talking about. And Chance Gibbons, the senior quarterback, scrambles free from 15 yards out and gets the touchdown run here and puts Centennial on top.
Yeah, just a great play by Gibbons there. Just to avoid everything, he didn't feel like he had a throw to make, and just put the football down and just, I don't think he was trying to get into the end zone, just getting the first down, and then just kind of saw he got to the 3-yard line and just determined to get in there. So a great job there.
So 4 plays after the interception, they get into the end zone and they turn the turnover into 7 points. And now Johnston finds themselves trailing here for the first time here in this ball game.
Yeah, just a big possession here for Johnston to kind of return that momentum after, that interception and touchdown. So this is a big possession for the Dragons.
Sweska and Coleman back deep to receive. And is that Pinniger kicking off?
Yeah, it looks
like
it
is. Pinniger's going to get kicking off here. And sends it deep and into the end zone for a touchback. And
I think some people at home that might be watching this game don't maybe understand how big Hunter Pinniger is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'2" and 195 pounds. I mean, he's a pretty big high school running back.
Yeah, Hunter, and then you got Jake, his brother, who's out there, and
he's no slouch either.
No,
he's 6. He might be an inch taller.
6'3", 195. Yeah, and they both have speed, as we saw on that interception. So here comes Johnston now. Now, don't want to try to get it all back here at once. You got to try to get a drive together, I think, and move it up the field. And there's a handoff to Gosling. And fumble. The ball is out, and looks like Centennial saying they have it. And they do. Centennial picks it up at the 19. So second straight turnover here by Johnston.
Yeah, that's not how you wanted to start the half here, Dar. It was a pick and then a fumble there. It's given just Centennial some great field position, whereas in the first quarter they were really buried. Now they're getting the ball into some really good spots.
Yeah, they started out with not real good field position to start this game, but now they come out here 1st and 10 with the ball on the 18-yard line. Hand off to the deep back, Pinniger. Pinniger looking for room. Gets 5 or 6 before he's knocked out over the left side.
and he looked like he was brought down again. Looked like that was Austin Nickel, and then also number 6, Sam Nielsen, who's a junior defensive back.
They're going to make it up to about the 12, 2nd and 4. Well, they'll put it at the 13, I guess, so 2nd and 5. Hand off again to Pinnaker, left side, and moves ahead there.
Yeah, it looked like that was Ghanaian, number 45, who's been in on offense and defense as well, came in on a blitz.
Kind of got him around the waist, but couldn't stop him in the backfield. And
yeah, but brought him down for just a short gain.
Yeah. So brings up a 3rd and 5 here at the 10-yard line. It'd be a big stop for the Dragons here if they can come up on defense, hold them out of the end zone here, although this might be 2-down territory the way it is right now. Gibbons down the line, hands off deep back. Pinnaker snowed under at the line of scrimmage, and Ganeo, one of them leading the charge in there, and
just a huge blitz there by Johnson. They were anticipating the run, and they brought about everybody that they could there. There was 9 guys that were coming in on the ball there.
Looked like Austin Nickel. I saw him in there too.
Yep.
And so it's now 28-7 Valley, and Centennial will try to up their lead here.
Again, we just a snap there. The holder is number 28, John Bamer, who had a snap go.
There's the snap. The kick is up and good. So 32-yard field goal.
Yeah, 32 yards. Great snap, great hold, and Centennial is really kind of clicking on all cylinders here to start this second half. And right now they're just taking advantage of a lot of the mistakes Johnson's given them in the third quarter here.
Yeah, so they scored with 7:57 to go, then got the turnover 2 minutes later. Now at 5:57 to go, they get the field goal, the 32-yard field goal, and go up 13-3, Centennial over Johnston.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see some of that inexperience with Johnson, specifically at the quarterback position, but also maybe up front a little bit on that offensive line where they started off all right, but now the adjustments that Centennial made at half is really costing them, this second half series.
So was it 35-7? Valley is up now, so they're kind of rolling a little bit over at Valley Stadium.
Yeah, they just have a great team. It looks like it's going to be Coleman and Sweska again.
Sweska back there deep, yep. And Pinnaker will tee it up at the 40. He's kind of been the catalyst here for Centennial. They've scored 10 points now off turnovers here. And he's set to kick it. Kicks it deep again and just gets it up there, and with the wind at their back, they're taking advantage of that. And we'll pin Johnston back at the 20.
Yeah, the same field goal position for Johnston. Pinnaker's done a great job kicking off. He just gets it up in that air, and that jet stream just kind of helps push the ball. But, this kid's a super good athlete. It's just been really impressive to watch him tonight going against Johnston, and he's been nothing, short of that, the motor that's really cost Centennial to run.
Here's where Johnston really needs a sustained drive here. 1st and 10 at the 20. And up the middle, plowing through for maybe 4.
That looked like Ghanaian.
Ghanaian on the carry.
So just a short gain there by Ghanaian, not finding a ton of room, but just a power back that kind of just bullied his way for 4.
2nd and 6 at the 24. Doesn't hurt, though, to keep pounding it in there and keeping that defense thinking you're going in the middle as they send 2 receivers out to the left. Benbali and Sveska. 2 backs in the backfield for Nord. Hands it off to Ganea. Ganea looking for room. Rushes under a couple of tackles. Gets under and up the sideline. Just kind of cut under those tackles and kept his feet churning, and that's what you want to see out of that big back, isn't it?
They're not going to bring Ghanaian down by grabbing his jersey. He's 225 pounds, and he just, was just fighting off tacklers there by Centennial. And just a great job by him to kind of get the first down there.
So Big pickup there from the 24 up to the 36, 12-yard pickup, 1st and 10 for Johnston. And this is what they want to see. Come out, get a sustained drive down the field, get some points. 2 receivers to the right now for Nord. Under center, Gane in the backfield. Takes it, keeps it himself, cuts it over to the left side. He's got room. 45, 40, 35, 30. One man to beat. 10, 5. Touchdown! Dragons!
That's the athleticism I think we talked about maybe in our pregame that Nord can bring, is that electric play with his feet. I think he's shown why Coach Woodley and the Johnston staff are putting him back there as a sophomore.
I had 54 yards, is that about right?
Yeah, that sounds just about right on that carry. Just a great play there by Andrew Nord to the short side of the field. So who's going to be the kick?
Here is the kick. It is up and good, and we got a 3-point ball game again, 13-10 off the 54-yard run by Nord. And turnabout fair play. Gibbons on the quarterback run. This time Nord just got to the outside, turned on the burners, and takes it 54 yards for the touchdown, and it's 13-10. Let's take a quick break and be back with the kickoff after this.
But rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Back at Johnston High School, we talked about a sustained drive, but it's okay if you go 3 plays and the last one is a 54-yard touchdown. As that's what Johnston did here, and the quarterback keeper on the outside, Dar Danielson, Brandon Cleve, and we got a ball game here. Short kick taken up at the 36-yard line there.
Yeah, I think Coach Woodley just wanted to get some points on the board. I don't think he cared if it was 3 plays or 1 play. You get down 10 points, and you just want to be able to get some points, and you'll take a touchdown just right there. Just an interesting kick right there, too.
I don't know if they looked like they were trying to hit it into that dead spot and maybe recover it, but it kind of held up in the wind, and Ankeny will take over at the 37-yard line with the 4:58 to play. Inside and up and knocked down was Jensen Gates.
Yep.
On the carry.
I think they're trying to maybe give Pinniger just a little bit of a break there.
So Gates picks up 8, 2nd and 2. Handoff again inside, and he rumbles up, gets about 5.
Yeah, so looks like Centennial's giving Pinniger just a little bit of a break and kind of going with the next arsenal that they have is Jensen Gates. He had 2 nice real runs right there.
And picked up the tempo here. They're going to go to the quick tempo offense here. They get it at the 49 and snap it quickly. And inside the Gates, cuts through the middle and is knocked down. So they're going quickly here, right up to the line, and put a little pressure on Johnston here.
Pinniger just came in for Gates. Looks like that Johnston secondary is really kind of playing back with the safety over the top. I just wonder if that safety is going to start creeping up.
They're going to measure, which almost hurt Centennial there because they ran a couple quick plays there and had the Johnston defense kind of on their heels, but now they call a timeout to measure this. And
it looks like that's going to be pretty close to a first down.
Yeah, they stretch the chain out. And the referee there says
Can't even
about
see
6 inches.
See,
yeah, it's hard to tell.
I can't see that distance from this far away, Dar.
Well, and then the thing is, when you get up here, then the lights, it kind of makes it a little harder. I like those white numbers, or the numbers that kind of come out white on Johnston. It's easier to see them. But sometimes the glare of the lights up here makes it a little tougher. But they'll call it 2nd and 1 here at the 38. Here comes Gibbons. Throws it out on the screen, dropped by Van Bali. And they're going to say that. Well, I was wondering if that was behind the line of scrimmage. So Bali now up to 42-7 over Battendorf.
Geez, that's kind of maybe a little bit of a surprise in terms of just the differential there. Not that we didn't think Valley was a good team, but I just maybe thought that that'd be a tighter game.
So 3rd and 1 now at the 39 of Johnston.
Looked like Centennial was just trying to swing that out to Van Bali to see if he could break a tackle or two.
Get him some room. 2 receivers right. Hand off to Pinniger over the left side, and he gets ahead. Well, they had the ball coming out the other way, but the whistle was blowing. The whistle was blowing, so as
yeah, I mean, it's hard for us to see what happened on
Jaron Proctor came out of there, but I did hear the whistle, and then he came out. So they're going to say forward progress was stopped, and it will be a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 37 for Pinniger on the run. So Johnston got back within 3 here, and now Centennial's trying to come right back out and answer that. The 2 receivers to the right now. Handoff inside, and rambling up through the middle is
that's
Gates again. Yep.
I think Centennial's just trying to go with a little change of pace there with Gates. And, he's done a good job running hard in the middle there, and just his quickness is just a little bit different than Pinniger's in finding some space.
Now they go to the huddle. They have been going with no huddle and coming up to the line quickly. This time, though, they'll go with the huddle. And hand it off up the middle again, and there's a flag comes flying in, so there's going to be some kind of block or hold inside there. Gates on the carry, but that's going to come back.
Yeah, that's going to be holding against Centennial. So, again, if Centennial can clean some of these penalties up, they might be a team that a lot of people in the CIML have to worry about as this kind of season progresses.
And you talk about that, too. These early season games, I like the way they do it now where you get a chance to play, at Bettendorf Valley. It's been a lopsided game, but, some of these games now where you play some of these other teams before you get into your district or conference play, it's nice that you get a chance to get a challenge. This is a good game. Whoever loses this, it doesn't hurt them heading into the conference play,
Coaches are going to use this to learn, and make adjustments.
And you get better by playing a better team, too. So Centennial penalty moves it back. So it'll be 2nd and 13 at the 39. Handoff inside. Is that Gates again?
That is Gates. So he just ran into, looked like that was Devins on that, on the tackle there, as well as number 80, Tyler Bacon, who's kind of been going both ways on offense. And it looks like there's a dragon down.
Mm-hmm.
Can't quite see the number yet. Looks like 94 potentially.
Shake it up.
That'd be Dalton Towns if it is indeed number 94.
And they're out tending to him here. While they do that, why don't we take a quick break? We'll do that. We'll come back with more football. It's 13-10, Centennial leading Johnston here in the 3rd quarter.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, Ron Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
So it was Dalton Towns who was shaken up. He got up and was able to walk off the field. And we got now a 3rd and 8 here at the 34 for Centennial with 2:32 to play in the third quarter. Pressure, and that disrupted the pass there with the pressure up inside. And who was that?
Looked like that was number 8.
8 or
like
18.
8 or 18.
18, I think it was,
Yep.
with the pressure. Nathan Newcomb for Johnston, who
he came in fast and had his hands up.
and if he doesn't get the pressure, I think Gibbons had a good chance of hitting a receiver out there for possibly a first down. So looks like we'll see another field goal attempt here. This time Pinniger.
Well, we've
would
seen
be a
his leg.
51-yarder. Yeah, he's got a leg on the kickoffs. Let's see if he can get it up in the air here. The thing you worry sometimes about kicking it too low. Here's the 51-yard attempt. Snap is good. Here's the hold. The kick is no good. It was kind of angling off and no good.
He had the distance. It just faded a little bit to the left
A little
there.
to the left. So the second missed field goal here tonight for Centennial is they kicked one earlier. About a 45-yarder, I think.
Yeah,
and
45 or 43-yarder.
Yeah, and that one was way short, but that was not Pinniger. That was Robinson, I think, their other kicker on that. But so Johnston takes over 1st and 10 at the 20. Handoff, breaks free, almost broke it loose there. Was a Gosling. And
It looked like that was number 28, John Bamer, that came up to kind of make a big tackle there because there wasn't a whole lot of Centennial defenders there if he doesn't make that tackle.
So picked up 7 up to the 27-yard line. And we're now under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Johnston trailing by 3. Trying to take the lead back here or tie it up. And down the line, and the quarterback is stacked up Nord. He kept it that time, and it didn't really look like he had much chance to hand it off, did it? It kind of a lot of penetration in there.
Yeah, it was number 54. Looked like that's Spensley that was in there, as well as one of the big D-tackle guys. I can't see what number that was, but the 44 maybe was the guy that came in and really stopped the pressure there. Or put some pressure, on Nord, and he just kind of had to fall down.
Brings up a big 3rd and 6 here for Johnston. They send Sweska and Gears wide to the left side. 2 backs in there behind Nord. He goes down the line, hands it off up the middle, plowing through there, and not going to get the first down. Gosling. He picked up maybe 3, but it's going to be about 3 yards short.
Yeah, maybe, Johnson maybe just waiting to throw the football to maybe get the wind there, thrown into the wind before. Just kind of a safe call there to keep the ball on the ground, just giving it with Gosling.
Yeah, and you keep handing it off up the middle. Sometimes those guys might break one. Gosling a good back. And so into punt formation. Sama back deep. Here's a high kick. Hangs up there. He'll take it at the 40. Comes ahead. Slips a tackle. Still going. Up the left side. 50, 45. 40 is ripped down. And is there a flag? Looks like there is a flag down again over there. Yep. About the 47. So about a 20-yard return, but it's going to come back.
Yeah, really, Sama made a heck of a return on that. I thought he was going to get hammered just on that return. and he evaded a few tacklers, got to the sideline, found some space, and was a really good punt return. Is just negated there by the penalty flags.
Yeah, and he's the guy in the first half where he gave the fair catch signal and then took it and ran up the field and got called for that. So this time he just caught the ball and ran up the field, but there's they call that a block below the waist or in the back? Let's see what he calls it. No, they call it legal hands. So had it down to the 40, so that's going to bring it back.
Looks like about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, from the spot of the foul. That's going to cost him, though, about 17 yards because he had about a 20-yard pickup. He caught it on the run at the 40, so they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 43. Fake to Pinniger, rolls to his right, looking, now throws back across to Pinniger, and he makes the catch. Falling down over about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Gibbons rolled to his right, and, Johnston had that kind of snuffed out, but that was just kind of one of those things, a decoy, where Gibbons went back and threw the ball across the field, and a really strong throw there by Gibbons to make that throw.
So down to the 34. That's the last play of the third quarter. We'll go to the fourth quarter, a 3-point ball game. Ankeny Centennial 13, Johnston 10. Back with the final period after this.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Or at Johnston High School, we'll go to the final period. Ankeny Centennial with a 3-point lead here over the Johnston Dragons. And after a big pass play to Hunter Pinniger, he came out of the backfield, took the fake, and brought it down. Now it's 1st and 10 at the Johnston 34 here for Centennial. And rolling around the right side, looking for some room. And Pinniger's brought down. Picks up about 5.
Yeah, that looked like one of the Johnston linebackers or a D lineman. That was Devins that kind of drug Pinniger down. And, Centennial's in a real good spot here to maybe give Pinniger another chance at a field goal here. Or Blake Robinson, I guess, from this distance.
And you got to keep an eye on him because that last play he came out of the backfield and the quarterback faked the other way and then found him back the other side. So 2 receivers now to the left. And hand off to Pinniger, right side, and another flag down, I think.
Yeah, one of those backs wasn't set or started moving a little too early there. So it happened on the left-hand side here. It looked like it was number 20, Adam Mudge, that was a little bit early in terms of his procedure there, and I think that's going to go against the Jaguars.
Well, they've switched up a few times, tried to go to that no-huddle quick offense, and that time it hurt them as everybody didn't get set, so they'll set them back 5 yards and make it, what is it, about 2nd and 10?
Yep, looks like it's going to be 2nd and 10 there, Dar.
Back to the 34. So we get started here in the third quarter. 2 receivers to the left. Simon Mudge and rolling out to the left side. There's a
right about the
these for them here. Fans here
keeps moving the foot.
Mark it off from the
starters in the second.
Pickup of a yard. Back to pass. This will be a 50-yarder. They're marking it right at the he missed a 51-yarder going the other way. Watch for the fake here, too.
Yeah, it's just into the wind. I just don't know if he'll be able to get the distance on it.
There's the snap. The kick is high and good. A 50-yard field goal.
Wow, that was an impressive kick with the wind right there by Pinniger. It looked like he still even had maybe good for 52, 53 yards. Just a tremendous kick, and the holder, I think, is something that you might have overlooked, but John Bamer, that snap again looked like it might have skipped, and he did a great job.
Yeah, he got it down.
This is Iowa.
And credit Pinniger, too. He kind of waited a little bit and came and just
make history
drove right into
by
it.
nearly
So
doubling
now
our
a
clean
6-point
energy
lead
as part
here
of our
for Centennial
100%
with
renewable vision.
9:02
With this,
to play
our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation.
fourth quarter.
We'll create new jobs
Johnston still
and boost economic
within
growth.
striking distance.
Our
He'll go
air will
ahead
be
with
cleaner,
the,
our state
touchdown
stronger,
and the extra point.
and together we'll advance
they're
this
still
country's
just one
energy
big
future
play away
forever.
yet, too.
Mid-American
Kinda
Energy,
get back in the lead
obsessively,
here in this
relentlessly
ballgame.
at your
But again,
service.
A big kick there to put points on the board after, they had that big holding penalty as well, but Pinniger kind of picks up the Jaguars and puts some points on the scoreboard.
So Sweska goes back at Coleman again. Deep to receive for the Dragons. Got a good ball game here. 16-10. Centennial goes up on that 50-yard field goal. Andrew Nord had a 54-yard run that made it 13-10, and then Centennial now answers here in the fourth quarter with that field goal. Here comes the kick. And muffed there into the end zone by Sweska, and it'll come out to the 20 for Johnston. That's been a big thing, too, here with the kickoffs for Centennial. They haven't really given Johnston a chance to return one and use any of their speed or anything there. They've had touchbacks most of the time here in the second half.
Yeah, I haven't given the opportunity for some of the speedsters from Johnston to even return the football. His Pinniger's been a weapon, not only carrying the football, but his leg has been a tremendous weapon as well on the kickoffs.
So Andrew Nord brings out the Dragons, trailing by 6 here. 1st and 10 at their own 20 with 9:01 to play in the ball game. Fakes the handoff inside, now cuts it up inside. Got a gap there. 40, 45, 50, 40, 30. One man to beat. He's going to outrace him to the end zone. Touchdown!
Yeah.
I don't see any flags, do you?
I was looking for flags.
80 yards.
And I didn't see any flags there, but Nord just took that ball and went straight up the gut. He got past the linebackers, and there wasn't anybody there that was going to catch him once he got past the linebackers. So a great run by Nord. That one big play, that is an 80-yard run.
14 seconds it took him to run those 80 yards. He's down the field, and Johnston within a point, an extra point, up taking the lead back here. 16-16. Here comes the kick. It's up. And it's good. The Dragons lead 17-16.
So just a back and forth battle again in the second half. Just when you think Centennial, they got up 10 points. Johnson battles back, gets within 3, another field goal, and then just another touchdown. So it's just been a back and forth battle here in the second half between the Jaguars and the Dragons.
A 54-yard Andrew Nord touchdown run in the third quarter. Now an 80-yard run by Nord, along with two 32-yard field goal and a 50-yard field goal by Pinniger in there in the third quarter. In the third quarter is the 15-yard run by Gibbons for the touchdown, then the field goal. Then they came back. I guess field goal Nord run, then a field goal, then another field goal, and then another Nord run. And I'm confused, but it's Johnson up by 1 is what it is.
It's 17-16, Dar. That's where we are.
It's the first game of the season, but it's turning out to be a real good, tight one here. And Johnston will now kick off back to Centennial.
It's probably Sama.
Sama back there, and yeah. And Whistle blows
Flag
on the flag. Somebody must have went offside, I bet. And that is not what you really want after the big play, and everybody's excited, but now that moves that back another 5 yards and the potential to give him a chance to return this.
It looks like Van Bali is the other guy back. It's kind of hard to see the number, but I think that's 13.
13, and then and Sama.
Yep.
And Bali and Sama deep. Now they can move up a little bit now. Let's move back 5 yards for Colin Hushhagen to kick it off. Here for the Dragons. See, hanging on to a 1-point lead with 8:47 to play. Here's the boot. And Van Bali's going to take it. They're about the 7. Van Bali looking for room over the right side. Spins up and is tackled about the 27-yard line. So 26-yard line, so not too bad a fielded position to start here for Centennial.
Yeah, that looked like that was number 9, Cale Michael, as well as 18, Nathan Newcomb on that. Van Bali did a nice job catching that ball. I think it went a little deeper than he anticipated. He made a nice over-the-shoulder catch right about the 7-yard line. So, kind of prevented that ball from going in the end zone, and they started at the 26 rather than the 27 rather than the 20-yard line.
So Centennial comes out and pick up a 4.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to rain now, too. We talked about maybe missing that, but there's a pretty good mist if we look out in the field here in the lights that's starting to come down as well. That may make that ball just a little bit slippery as well.
Well, it's been a running game here kind of in the second half. Dropping back and say that Jensen throws off the right side as a man, and it just throws it long over the leaping, diving Benjamin Breeding out there. Had him wide open, but just overthrew him a touch.
Yeah, it looked like that was number 30, Blake Murray, who's a sophomore that gambled on coming up a little bit there, and looked like number 80, as you mentioned, Benjamin Breeding was wide open and just couldn't get him the ball.
So 3rd and 6 at the 31. Fake the handoff, looks upfield, now will run it himself and get the first down and be tackled at the 40-yard line. Gibbons on the keeper.
So that was Newcomb, 18, and also Trey Officer that came up to make that tackle. A nice read there by Gibbons, putting that ball down, finding some space, and getting the first down for the Jaguars.
So 1st and 10 at the 40. 7:50 and clock rolling here to go in the ball game. Centennial trying to answer, trailing now by 1. 2 receivers left. Handoff to Pinniger. He's grabbed in the backfield, slips free, gets up ahead, still going, still moving, and almost gets the first down after it looked like they were going to get him behind the line of scrimmage.
Just a tremendous effort there by Hunter Pinniger. Just as you mentioned, Dar, it looked like he was going to get brought down 8 yards back from where he ended up. It also looked there was some miscommunication there on the Johnston defensive side. On the left-hand side for Centennial, there was 2 backs, and only Coleman was out there guarding both guys. So a little miscommunication there.
So light rain falling here. Centennial calls a timeout. We'll take a quick break and be back with more after this. And we're back at Johnston. 2nd and 1. Centennial here. Trailing by 1.
CMCs are
Hand
right
off
here
to
at
the
Waters.
deep
Waters
back.
Autoland,
Pinniger,
8
he
miles south of
spins
Des
through
Moines,
the hole and
Indianola.
gets the first down.
The wave to Waters.
Picks up about 6.
Waters Autoland.
And then also looked like Trey Officer came in and got the tackle as well.
So into Johnston territory now. Centennial trailing by 1. Rain coming down a little harder now, but it doesn't matter so much if you keep it on the ground here, which Centennial's been able to do.
We're about 7 minutes left, so, if they can just keep this clock going.
46-yard line. Rob back, fakes the handoff, and he'll keep it himself. Gibbons up the middle, still going, spins free of a tackle, and gets on the first down. The Dragons got to clean up that tackling a little bit there, Brandon.
You were reading my mind, Dar. They came in, and they just haven't been able to wrap up. So they came in, and Gibson did a good job avoiding some tackles there. Gibbons also did a good job selling to fake. He kind of faked Austin Nickel out, one of the defensive linemen who came up. He went with the back, and Gibbons just pulled the ball out and kind of left with Nickel going after, I believe that was Pinniger out there.
The team's defense probably getting a little tired as Centennial's had the ball for quite a bit of time here. Now they go into that 3-back set and just push it straight ahead to get the first down. Gibbons still moving ahead, though. And down to the 30. They only needed a yard, and they pick up 6. So it'd be 1st and 10, down to about the Johnston 30.
Yeah, we talked about earlier with Ghanaian, if they get in that big scrum, just kind of one of those D-backs or D linemen or whatever, kind of yanking on that ball, trying to get it loose with that football being a little bit wet. You try to create that turnover.
Well, we know they're already in field goal range as Pinniger's kicked a 50-yarder going this way. And now they'll come out again in that 3-back set.
Oh, there's going to be a false start there.
Yeah, little jump. And that has been the Achilles heel tonight for Centennial. When they get a good offensive run going here, they pick up a penalty.
Yeah, they've just been fighting themselves a lot of the night here. Just so many penalties. They got to have probably, 10 penalties on the night?
Yeah, that many at least. I've been writing them down. I haven't gone back to look at it
here,
but that brings up a 1st and 15 now at the 35. That same set, single receiver out, 3 backs back there. They give it to the deep back, Pinniger. He gets a block, cuts over the right side, spins around, and moves up ahead and picks up about 14 yards.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to be about a yard short of the first down, but a big run there on 2nd and 15.
Down to the 21. So they got to find something to solve that defensively, get off the blocks and stop them here. 2nd and 1, we'll call it at the 22. 3-back set behind the quarterback. Drops back, hands it off to Pinniger. He's just kind of scoots up ahead, finds his hole, and then gets driven back, but he got the first down. Up to the 20. And there's a flag. Yep, late flag coming in.
That's going to be probably a sportsmanship penalty.
Is that going to go against, Johnston? So that really hurts, as that'll be a 15. Well, that'll be half the distance, won't it? It's inside the 20. So it'll be half the distance. He'll get it down to about the 10-yard line. 4:44 to go here. You don't want to see that kind of a mistake late in the game. There's a little extra pushing over there. And then that'll be just inside the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal. About the 9 here for Centennial. Here's Gibbons, the 3 backs straight behind him there. Hands off. Nope, keeps it around the left side, looking for room, cuts it up, and is knocked down at the 5.
A good job there by Jaron Proctor, number 1 for Johnston, kind of holding his ground. And he really kept, really Gibbons from getting in the end zone there.
And you have to honor that when he fakes it to Pinniger. You can't just, ease up, and that time he faked it and ran out. 49-7 now, Valley over Bettendorf. Clock winding down here, coming down toward 4 minutes to play. Centennial down by 1, but driving up the field here. 2nd and 5 at the 5. 2nd goal at the 5. Gibbons under center. Hands off to Pinnaker. Looks in. Touchdown, Centennial. From 5 yards out.
They think they know what
flags
special
on that
means.
as well,
At
so that's going to
Godfather's
be good.
Pizza, we do
that power
special,
set
and we do it better.
Centennial's
We
been
add
running
the
is
T.
this giving
The
Pinnaker
Godfather's
all
specialty
sorts of,
pizza
blockers
with
up
your
front.
name on it.
Push
Classic
forward, get some
combo,
extra
all
yardage.
meat combo, hot
3:51
stuff, taco,
to
yeah,
play.
even veggie and more. All of them piled high
And
with the best toppings and
Centennial
100% real
now
cheese.
up by 5.
Treat yourself special.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably do go for 2 because
from Godfather's Pizza.
if
That
you
would make it
just
a
go for
7-point
1,
game.
it'd be a 6-point game. They could beat you with a touchdown. You go for 2. Here's that 3-back set again. Rolling, and looking, and throw! Oh, knocked down. Good defensive play there.
It looked like that
Who corralled the quarterback? I didn't see that.
That was Newcomb, number 18. A sophomore, he came in blitzing, got his hands up again, got his left arm on Gibbons, and just kind of pulled him back. He couldn't make a throw. So, nice play there by Newcomb, but Centennial still being gained there by Pinnaker's touchdown.
22-17, a 5-point lead now. So Johnston with the 3:51 to play needs at least a touchdown or a couple field goals. They got time to do that, but with 3:51 to go. But Nord last time went 80 yards in 14 seconds. So we'll see. Anything can happen at this point in the game.
Yeah, so looking at, Nord's big plays, obviously. Timeouts may come in here as well. Jaguars have 2 timeouts left, and looks like Johnston's got all 3. So even if they don't score a touchdown, they'd have plenty of timeouts left to get the ball back if they can get a defensive stop. So it looks like that's going to be Sweska and Proctor.
Sweska and Proctor, yeah. Jaron Proctor and Sweska back deep to receive the kick from Pinnaker. Pinnaker boots it deep, and that's going to go into the end zone, and the Dragons will get it starting at the 20 with 3:51 to go, trailing here 22-17.
So getting down to the nitty-gritty here with 3:51 left in the fourth quarter. Johnston's down 5. See what Nord can do here. His real first opportunity at a fourth quarter comeback at the varsity level so far. He's had some really good plays. And, that interception, probably one he'd like to have back, but shown some explosiveness.
I don't think he's completed the pass, though, has he?
He has not.
No. Nord under center, 2 backs in the backfield. Down the line, keeps it, looking, cuts it up. Gets up across the 25 to the 26.
Looked like that was a nice read by Nord. Kind of cut back on the inside part. Looked like they had the outside kind of closed off, and he cut back into the middle there.
Pickup of 6. Clock rolling, 3.5 to play. Johnston down by 5. It's been a back and forth good ball game to open the season against 2 top 10 rated teams. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Nord under center. Rolls to his right. Cuts it up, and he'll get the first down. And that'll stop the clock. So
looked like that was number 9, Ben Heimer, on the tackle. So, looks like
they're going to mark him just short of the 30.
Yeah. Looks like they may have to measure that.
Yeah, because the official, when he marked it, blew it dead because he thought he had it. Now they might have to measure.
If we look at the marker from where we're
they slide it up a little bit, yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty close where they may want to measure. I think the officials with their first.
Well, it's got to be because they moved the nose of the ball to the line, and it was 1st and 10 at the 20 because the touchback. So if it's touching the line, then it's got to be a first down, doesn't it? I mean, that's got to be.
Yeah, that's math right there. Yeah,
well, it's just the line is when it's touching the line, then you made that line, so it's got to be 1st and 10. So it did stop the clock for a little bit, and Johnston up to the line. Nord down the line, cuts it up the left side, got some room, cuts it back outside, 45, 50, 45, 40, down the sideline, ripped out of bounds at the 30-yard line. There's a flag down, back at the 37, though. we'll see what it is. It might be a block on that where it's at out there.
Yeah, where that flag came out, you just got to wonder. It looks like Johnson's starting to work their way back. Yeah, it looks like a holding call against Johnston. So just they haven't had a ton of penalties.
Nope.
But that's a big penalty that brings back a long run for Nord.
Yeah, that would have 10, 20, 30-some yard run. We'll bring it back. And it also, the spot of the foul is going to be just short of a, we'll make it first and 13.
Yeah, you got to wonder if that was one of the wide receivers that were downfield a little bit where they marked that flag that got the holding penalty.
So it'll be first and 13 at the 27. 2:50 to play. Down the line up the middle.
That was Ghanaian, I believe.
Yep. So he picks up about 6.
Johnson's going to have to pick up the pace here with just under 3 minutes.
Yeah, they're starting to run out of some clock here. 33-yard line. Fakes the handoff, keeps it outside, and this time smothered under behind the 30. He's going to lose 3 yards there.
It looked like Nord bobbled that ball just a tad bit there on that handoff, and it looked like he was lucky to hang on to it.
Timeout, Johnston. We'll take a quick timeout here and be back right after this.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Back at Johnston. 2:20 to play. Dragons took a timeout. They trail by 5 here. It is 3rd and 11. Back to pass. Nord throws it out. Immediately hit, brought down.
Coleman, and he got buried there by Bamer.
So 4th down and 10. They didn't even give him much forward progress on that. So 2:13 to play. You need a first down.
Yeah, just, it comes down to this. 4th and 9. Johnston took a timeout there, so they only have one left. 2:13, so really it might come down to this play right here for the Dragons.
Andrew Nord, the sophomore quarterback, his first varsity start. He has 2 long touchdown runs, but now they need to come up with the big play. I imagine they'll be keying on him too, that defense here. Brandon is, they look at it.
Yeah.
But he hasn't completed one pass, and it's gone for, as you said, gone for no yardage.
So, and this, you might just, if you're Centennial, you just might want to bring everybody up just because of this situation and his inability right now to complete a pass.
So he's going to go into the shotgun formation. Hasn't seen a lot of that tonight out of him. 2 receivers left, 1 right. He'll roll to his right. Looking, cuts up. And he get to the first down. He's got to get all the way up to the sticks. He's still running. Can he get there? No! He will not quite get there. I don't think. He's going to be a couple yards short.
This is Iowa.
Of the first
and here,
down.
we don't just dream. We make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
And had to make the decision to tuck it in, so 2:02 to play here. 1 timeout for Johnston. They're going to have to hope for a turnover here against Centennial.
Well, if Centennial doesn't get a first down, Johnston's going to get the ball back, but it's just they're just not going to have a lot of time left.
It's a heavy dose of vinegar, I would think, here.
Store, the one that had it all, everything.
Three
to get
backs,
the work
hand
done,
off to
all in
Pinniger, right
one
side,
place.
looking for it,
G&L
trying to
Clothing
go,
is your
and he'll
hometown
get up
Iowa
close
store.
to the first
Stop
down.
in and see us. Or we're only a
That
click or
might do
phone
it,
call
Dar,
away.
with the first down.
Family owned for nearly
the
a
only thing is
century.
it stops the clock on the
G&L
first
Clothing,
down.
1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
He's short, which is not good for Johnston because they'll run that clock again, and Centennial could take a lot of time. A minute and a half now, clock rolling. Centennial up by 5. It's been a great ball game here between these two highly rated teams. Start the season. Dropping back, handing off to Pinniger again. He scoots his way over, and they're going to try to knock him out of bounds, but he'll stay in bounds. The clock will stop on the first down. Pick up about 7.
Yeah. And with Johnson's one timeout, Centennial inevitably can just run this clock down to about nothing here with four downs to do so. So, a great game here, Dar. Centennial played well. If they clean some things up, they're going to be a team that's going to be a really tough CIML team to beat once playoff time rolls around and they kind of clean up their act.
And we talked about it, that experience coming back. 17 starters coming back for Centennial. A little bit of experience edge there for them as they'll come up under center and this time just take the knee as we're down to 46 seconds. Johnston will call their final timeout. We'll keep it right here. But Nord, good running. We need a little work on the passing game there with him. And some of that is that last play, of course, Centennial could pin their ears back knowing that, and they didn't give him much time. But that's one of the things Johnston will have to work on is that passing game and protection, and then Nord finding those open receivers.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Dar. Johnston, with a young quarterback, really competed tonight, and Nord showed with his legs that he's got a lot of potential running the football. But you're right, for Johnston to be a team to beat a lot of these really good teams, they can't be a one-dimensional football team. And tonight they were really a one-dimensional team. So that's something that the coaching staff's going to have to go back to and really work on, from week 2 until the end of the season.
46 seconds to go, and Centennial can just come out and take the knee, as that was Johnston's last timeout. So Gibbons will come out, and they put one man back deep just as a safety, just in case something wild would happen. But he drops back and takes the knee, and that'll roll the clock. And it'll be a turnaround of that playoff game back when Johnston beat Centennial 28-10 in the second round, advanced to the quarterfinals there. But
just got a lot of good feeling for those seniors that are coming back this year for Centennial.
Yeah, and really, as you talked about it, a good feeling for both these teams coming out tonight. That Johnston, you hate the loss, but there's some things that you can clean up, and you battled a good team right down to the wire here. And Centennial will feel good about this as we count down 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Centennial will go to 1-0 on the season. Johnston to 0-1 to start this season. And we'll take a break and come back and run down the scoring and wrap this ball game up right after this.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Hi, Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Hi, we're the Waters Boys. I'm Todd. And I'm Thad. The best deals on Buick and GMCs are right here at Waters. Waters Autoland, 8 miles south of Des Moines, Indianola.
Catch the wave to Waters. Waters Autoland.
Back at Johnston, the final here tonight, 22-17 Centennial. Downs Johnston in the season opener here tonight. And let's go ahead and run down the scoring. It was a 41-yard field goal with 5:57 in the first quarter that got Johnston on the board first. It was 3-0. Centennial came back with 10:49 to go in the second quarter. A 33-yard field goal made it 3-3. Then with 7:57 to go in the third quarter, it was a let's go back to 5 minutes ago in the third quarter. 54-yard run by Andrew Nord put Johnston up 13.
No, that was because Centennial scored that touchdown on Gibbons.
Okay, I got to go back. I got myself mixed up here. Yep. 7:57 to play. It was Gibbons, a 15-yard touchdown run that made it 10-3. Then it was the 32-yard field goal made it 13-3 with 5:57 to play. You'll get me straightened out here. I'm reading this out of order. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Andrew Nord, the 54-yard touchdown run, made it 13-10. Then we go to the fourth quarter. A 50-yard field goal by Pinniger for Centennial made it 16-10. Come right back, and a 80-yard run by Nord, and the PAT was good, and Johnston had a 17-6 lead. We'll come back with 3:51 to play. It was a 5-yard touchdown run by Pinniger. They tried a 2-point conversion. That failed, and it was 22-17. And that is the final here tonight. Centennial over Johnston, 22-17. Brandon Cleve with me here. And, again, just, a lot of good things happened here tonight for both teams. Probably both coaches say too many penalties, too many turnovers here for both these teams tonight.
Yeah. I think Centennial's got to be happy with the win, obviously. A lot of things, as you mentioned, a lot of turnovers on their side of the football that they'll want to clean up because next week they got a home battle. I think they have the inner-city battle.
Yeah, Ankeny at home.
Next
week. It's in Ankeny, but it's at Ankeny. Yeah.
So are they the visiting team?
They're the visiting team this time around, yeah.
And then, Johnston, they did a lot of positive things. I thought their defense played well with a lot of new people. And they limit those turnovers. They're in this game as well. So you're right, Dar. A lot of real positive things for both teams. I don't think it's when you're playing a top 10 team and you're in a 5-point game and in it until the end of the fourth quarter. Coach Woodley's got to be happy with how they competed, but maybe not happy with the result. But we got a long season ahead of us for both teams.
And this team will go on the road at Southeast Polk next Friday night as we head into September. And you said it's Ankeny Centennial. They'll be the visiting team at Ankeny and play Ankeny in that big rivalry match there. And that's always a good game between those two teams. So overall here, just a good first night that kept it close all the way down to the wire there, and Johnston even had a chance late. Couldn't pull out the play and ended up giving over the ball on downs. But both teams have a lot to work on. And, the cliche is you make your most advancement between the first and second games. And a lot of coaches say, well, no, we want to keep advancing every game throughout the season, and that's what they're looking for.
And I think as we progress, as this season kind of continues on, these are two teams that, are looking like potential playoff teams. Specifically, Centennial, I think they have some really good players. Pinnaker, man, holy cow!
Yeah.
He was a fun player to watch tonight, Dar. He did it with the running the football. He has a big leg. He was a real good. He was the best player in the field tonight.
All right, so our final here tonight, 22-17, Centennial over Johnston. Thanks to cameraman Nick McDougall, Eric Fishback at the controls. For Brandon Cleve, I'm Dar Danielson. That's going to wrap it up from Johnston.